Let's do an inner spiral. So take your hand to your bottom, and then your hand to your inner thigh, and you're going to draw your hand on the inner thigh down to the ground, and then your hand on your bottom. It's like you're just not pulling. It's like your hand slips on the material of your pants. So it just helps your body get into this, like you almost like an invitation. It's very subtle, the same, your hand on the inner thigh, your hand on your bottom, and just a very slight, no pulling or anything, just coaxing the body into that space. When you bring your hands into your hips, it's like your pelvic bowl, the pelvis, will then automatically go into this like forward tilt. It's like the water is dripping out in front of you. And then you can rest your hands just nicely on your knees, palms down, and just take your hands to cup them around your knees. And close your eyes and find your breath. And then once you've found your breath, just press all your breath completely out, emptying yourself completely, squeezing navel into lower spine, pelvic floor up and in. And for that moment, just hold the breath out. So if you can squeeze just a little bit more out, and maybe a little bit more. Now enjoy the inhale. Don't grab on it, just allow it to infiltrate. And as you're breathing in, as your shoulders, your neck, everything else, your eyelashes soften. And then slowly when you get to the top of that breath, you just return the breath out again. Get to the bottom of that breath, squeeze navel into lower spine, pelvic floor up and in. Squeeze every drop of breath out. Find that squeezing. And then again, invite in the inhale. Your chest going forward, your chest going back, your chest going sideways, as well as up and down. So we're not just breathing on this vertical plane, we're on this horizontal plane too. And then as soon as you get to the top of your inhale, you're going to exhale all the way down to the bottom, squeezing every drop of breath out. Empty yourself. Be conscious of the emptying. This is you in life. Being conscious of emptying yourself. So when things come flying at us, like hurtling at us, take a breath and then breathe it all out. It's like you gently just moving those energies out your way. You're not giving it too much time or of your own energy either. You're just pressing it away. So when you start a new inhale, you're fresh. This is life, new opportunity, new beginning in every moment. And then you've experienced life and now you see what life's about, and now press it all the way out. And everything that you've gathered that you don't need, you can hold on to your wisdom. You can utilize your wisdom to help you in your growing, in your growth. Press all that away and then start that fresh breath anew. Finding our breath, we're breathing into our body, we're feeling that breath as it rises up through us. And then as we're exhaling, we're allowing all of that stuff to dissipate. And we consciously pressing it out, founding our pelvic floor, lifting it up and into the body, squeezing navel in so we can really, truly be empty. This time, let's bow our chin to your chest and round our spine. Keep holding on your knees and open up the back of your heart. And then as you do so, begin to move your chin across your chest, gently side to side. And then maybe linger when you bring your chin to one shoulder. Linger there. And the opposite side, the opposite shoulder, imagine you can create more space by gently drawing it back. Even though your spine is kind of rounded here, feel the spaciousness in your neck moving back. And then bring your chin across back to your chest and to the opposite side. And then keep your chin there and then let that opposite shoulder, like it's moving back in space, and you'll feel a stretch through your inner ear, through the side of your throat, all the way through the top of your shoulder and back. And then chin back towards the center of the chest. Stay there and really squeeze. And as you start to squeeze, lengthen your spine. Keep your chin to your chest. So you feel now the back of your neck, a nice deep stretch. Here, open your mouth really wide. And then blow all the air out. And then slowly, one vertebra at a time, you're going to bring your spinal column into perfect alignment. So the crown of the head is the tallest part of the body. You can imagine like a dangling string from the universe directly dangling over your crown. Eyes are closed and gently turn them up. So you look right between the eyebrows. There's a tiny little pinpoint window. And when you're quiet enough, you can see that light flickering. And the more you bring your attention to that light, the greater that window opens up and more light for you to see. And then in that space, take another deep breath in. Blow the breath out like wind through rounded lips. Again, deep breath in. And then blow the wind out. Bring the fingertips down to the ground, make your spine nice and tall, and walk the fingertips away from you. So you actually get a stretch all the way down from the crown of your head through the side of your face, shoulders down to the tips of your fingers. Turn your palms away from you and stretch the thumbs back. So you feel like through your thumbs and forefingers between each finger at the palm of your hand, you're awakening and broadening and opening up. Now inhale, swing your arms up towards the sky and really reach up. Interlock the fingers all the way to the webbing and pull the fingers up. The back of the palms are facing towards the crown and the other palms, your inside of your palms up to the sky. Now start to lift your chin and look up. And then a little side body jiggle softly, just side to side. Just enjoying like the steep stretch in the lungs and the abdomen. And you bring in your whole body out of your pelvis. We have a tendency just to let gravity pull us down. So now we're defying gravity. And you'll find from the pelvic floor, you can have this energy that lifts you up. Find that lifting up, lift your chin, bring your head to neutral, take your hands behind your head. Keep the fingers interlocked and now lean your head back into your hands and elbows nice and wide. Feel under your armpits how all of that is opening up your lymphatic system. There's space for it to clear itself out. And now I'd bring the left elbow down, right elbow up, and it's like you're trying to gaze towards that right elbow with your eyes and gently lifting your head so you can just see it. Then come through center again, lean your head back, and then opposite side, and then pull the left elbow back and then gaze up with your eyes and see if you can see that elbow. Maybe you may notice that one side feels different. Maybe the one side is easier to see the elbow. Maybe the other side is a little bit more challenging. Whatever it is, your body's always going to be different. Let's inhale, come up, lean back, keep the fingers interlocked, bring the hands again over the crown of their head. And as you exhale, you're going to round your spine and bring your thumbs down in front of you, just maybe touching the ground, curl chin to chest. And then inhale up. Look up, and then exhale, round your spine, thumbs down just in front of your shins. Inhale up. Again, exhale, round your spine, and really think about this curvaceousness of the spine, like really curl it underneath you, opening through the back of your heart here, and then inhale up, and then exhale, curl, and inhale up, and exhale, curl, and inhale up. And then some exhale as we curl, we're going to bring our thumbs towards our right knee. And then it's like you're twisting and curling. And then you're going to come up. And then we're going to twist and curl towards the left. And so now we're moving our spinal column in all these sort of directions. Is there any cracks or cricks in your spinal column? Now we'll just naturally come out. Inhale up. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale up. Opposite side. Keep moving side to side. A couple more. Let's do each side one more time. And then the next time we come up, stay up, keep your arms up, release your fingers, make some fists with your hands, and make circles with your wrists. I know that your shoulders are getting gently tired, and that's all good because we're going to stretch that wide open right now and go in the opposite direction. Then take your hands out at a T, palms down towards the ground. Spread your fingers wide. And then turn your palms up towards the sky. And then it's like you're trying to pull your thumbs behind you, lift your chin. Keep moving your arms far back as possible. Now turn the palms back down and bring the hands behind you. Interlock the fingers all the way to the webbing. And then pull the knuckles down towards the ground behind you and chin to chest. And again, gently move your chin across your chest. And gently side to side. This little neck that carries this big head that's full of ideas and thoughts and worries and woes and everything else. Just give this neck a little tender, loving care. And chin back towards the center of the chest. Bring your hands, keep them interlocked towards your left kidney. And then left ear to left shoulder. And then move your nose up and down on a plane. Just up and down. And you'll feel different parts in the neck, the ear, a gentle stretching. And it's all okay. Just allow your body to feel into it. Nothing should feel painful, should feel actually enjoyable. Maybe we can find pleasure just in this motion and movement. And then gently stop and find that one spot that you like, I could stay there and just stretch. And it even like stretches your eyeball and your eyelid and your eyebrow, your forehead. Just stay there. And then slowly bring your chin back towards the center of your chest. Bring your knuckles down behind you. And then knuckles towards the right kidney. And then right ear to right shoulder. And then move your nose again, up and down, up and down. And again, feel the softness, the enjoyment, the pleasurable experience. And then find that one spot that just feels like that's the spot. Accentuate that spot. Really get into it and just notice how you can breathe into it. Feel your chest rise. And as you exhale, just bring your hands behind you. Release the fingers. Wiggle out the fingers. Make some fists with your fingers again. And make circles with your wrists. One direction and then the other. And then shake out your fingers. Let's find ourselves in a tabletop position. So if you've got anything on your mat, just move that out the way. Hands right under the shoulders. And look at your hands. And you want to spread the fingers wide open. So thumb coming away from that index finger, other fingers gently spreading away. And then you're going to take your hand like a little frog hand and claw the ground. And then the eyes of your elbows. Don't let them turn forward. Let them turn towards the midline, so towards your inner chest. Find your knees right under your hips, and you can point your toes back here. Sometimes we're always like in this like stressed out, like flexing our feet, and the tops of our feet are always got these like, the tendons are very tight. So point your toes so you can actually stretch the front of your feet. Then let your navel just drop down and your sit bones come up. And then allowing your shoulder blades on your spine to come together, almost if you can feel it touch. Let it touch and let everything just drip through. Your arms, your upper thighs are holding you up. Your head can also bow and just gently dangle. Then move your chin gently side to side across your chest. Breathing, just allowing. Open your mouth and stretch open your jaw. Show your teeth. So you pull your lips back and let your teeth be seen as if you were growling. You're just showing your teeth. Then find your chin back towards the center of your chest. Seal your lips as you press into your hands and start to round your spine like a cat, tucking your tailbone underneath you. And then stay here. If you want to, you can actually come onto the tips of your fingers. So all the elements are in our fingers, so we can activate the elements within us. Think about drawing your tailbone underneath you. So Uddiyana Bandha, your navel, just below your navel, is activated. Keep that spine round and bring your hips to your heels. Keep the forearms off the ground so your tips of your fingers are just on the mat. Your head hangs through your arms. Now inhale, you're going to come up into that cat position. And then exhale, bring your hips back down to your heels. So we're going to inhale, come up in that cat position. So you're keeping your spine rounded. And then exhale, hips to heels. And the whole time feel that energy at your navel. So we're activating that navel point. Come up and back down. We'll do 2 more like this. Coming up. And really think about stretching behind your heart center. And back down. This time as we come up, you're going to first come into that cat. And then make your hands flat. And then come into your cow. So you're lifting your heart. And then exhaling, rounding your spine and hips to your heels. Then we're going to come forward into that cow position, back into that tabletop cow, and then exhale, rounding your spine like a cat and hips to heels. So this is a vinyasa. We're going to inhale, come forward into that cow, then exhale, rounding your spine, hips to heels. Keep moving with your breath. Inhale, coming forward, exhaling, rounding. A couple more, inhaling, coming forward. Exhaling, rounding, accentuating the spinal column. And this is all about your breath. In fact, this practice is all about your nervous system. Exhaling, rounding. It's allowing your spinal column too to find the freedom that it needs to move. This is going to unblock any resistances you have in your physical form. Any kind of physical ailments. Any kind of distortions in the mind. And a couple more. Just drawing yourself forward and back. Let's do 1 more. Coming forward into your cow. Exhaling, rounding spine, hips to heels. Bring your knees a little bit closer in your child's pose. Now, if you need something underneath your shins, you can also put a blanket underneath your shins if you need to. You can also put a bolster out in front of you if you feel like the ground's too far away from you. Just rest your forehead down either on a bolster, a block, or on the ground. Stay here, breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's do 2 more big breaths like this. Spreading the fingers wide open. Again, deep breath in. Full breath out. Now look forward between your hands. You're going to slither like a snake all the way onto your tummy. Bring your forearms down towards the ground. Onto your tummy, and then you round your shoulders to your ears, and you lift your chest, and then round your spine, hips to heels. And then again, as you inhale, you look forward and you slither like a snake across the ground. You lift your chest, and then you exhale, round your spine, hips to heels. And a couple more, you're going to slither forward to your tummy. This is a nice long breath. And then exhaling slowly, hips to heels. A couple more. It's nice because it makes your arms also stronger. You can keep them in integrity. Don't let your elbows go out to the side. Pull them straight back behind you, not out to the side. And use it to really dip your chest. Find that flexibility in your spine. And then use your hands to lift your body up. Then round your spine. And remember those little frog fingers. It's like you're gently pressing down into the ground, using your hands to stabilize the body, lifting yourself up. Couple more. Forward to your tummy and up. Let's do the last one, hips to heels. And then slowly slither forward to your tummy. Bring your legs together. And let's take a moment here. Pull your elbows out to the side. Turn your head in one direction. Close your eyes and then just wiggle out your bottom. So any tension that you may be feeling, let that just wiggle it out. Completely just anything that's stuck inside of you, you just wiggle it out. Then lift your head and turn your head in the opposite direction and keep wiggling your bottom. And then slowly bring your forehead back down towards the mat and stop wiggling your bottom. So here, take your hands back next to your hips, palms down, right next to the sides of your body. Nose is towards the ground. Feet are together. In fact, just lift up one leg and bring your baby toe down and then the other leg. So your baby toes are first touching the ground and then all the way to your big toe. And then again, palms down, right next to the sides of your hips. Nose to the mat. And find your breath. And press out all your breath. And see if your navel can come to your lower spine. Maybe a little gap between your navel and the ground. Now as we inhale, we're going to lift our shoulders. Look to the point of your nose. Keep your hands flat on the mat. Make your legs nice and strong. Your quadriceps, the fronts of your legs, make them nice and strong. Press the toes down. And then exhale, nose down. Let everything kind of relax. You can bring your chin to your chest. Then inhale, come back up. And you're trying to roll your shoulders up and back. You can actually walk your fingertips a little bit further back. And then exhale down. You're going to inhale, you're going to come up. Think about the muscles in your lower spine. Engage them. Make them stronger. Looking to the point of your nose. And then exhaling down. Again, inhale up. See if your fingertips can walk. They're trying to get towards your feet. So it's helping you lift yourself up by walking your fingertips towards your feet. And then coming down. Let's do 2 more. Inhaling up. Lifting your chin, your chest. Squeezing the muscles on the back of your spine, but not on your bottom. So your bottom is soft. And then coming down. And last time, we're going to come up. Walk your fingertips back. This time, float your hands back. Interlock the fingers behind your spine and pull them down towards your feet. Stay here, breathe. Find the muscles in your spine. Really engage them. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. So you can lift your spine just a little bit higher without squeezing your bottom. Another big breath. Another big breath. Keep your spinal column up. Release your hands out to the side. And then bend your elbows and bring your hands next to your lower ribs. Press into your hands and lift your spine a little higher. Stay here, breathe. Press into your shins. Bend your knees and bring your hips to your heels. And really round your spine. And you bring your hips to your heels. Stay there. Think about tucking your tailbone underneath you. Squeezing your forehead towards your knees. Stay here, breathe. We're going to slowly press into the shins and the hands. We're going to come up into that cat position, keeping the spine nice and round. And as we exhale, drip everything through. Bring your left hand under your heart center and right arm's going to spiral up. Stay here, breathe. Press into that bottom hand, lengthen the spine here. Bend your right elbow and bring the hand just on the lower part of your spine. And left ear dips to the left shoulder. Open your mouth and stretch out your jaw. Then inhale, arm back up towards the sky. And now we're going to exhale, round our spine and bring that arm under the body. It's like we're going to tap the arm under the body and then lift it back up towards the sky, reaching up. And then round and under. And then pressing to the ground, reaching back up. Around and under. One more, reaching back up. This time as we come under, round and under and stay. So knees are under the shoulder, knees are under the hips. And then that arm is right through as far as it can go. And use your left hand to twist the spine. You can use it for stability. Press the tops of your feet equally into the mat. Draw your weight lightly back towards the right side. Stay here, breathe. Let your belly be moving with your breath. Big breath in. Full breath out. 2 more big breaths. Full breath out. And find your left hand, press into your left hand. Reach the right arm back up. Bring your left ear to the left shoulder, right hand. Just rests on the lower part of your spine. And then slowly bring your chin back towards the center of your chest and let your right arm come down towards the mat under your shoulder. Inhale, lift your chin, your chest. Exhale, round your spine, really rounding, tucking tailbone underneath you, open through the back of your heart. Again, inhale, lift your chin, your chest. Exhale, rounding your spine. 2 more. And rounding. Now bring your right hand under your heart center. This time left arm is going to reach up. And press into your bottom hand to really reach the body as high up as possible. Now bring your hand behind your spine, bend the elbow, and then your right ear to your right shoulder. And here, open your mouth. Think about stretching open your jaw. You can show your teeth a little too. And reach your left arm up. And now round your spine as much as you can. You're going to bring that arm under the body, like you're tapping the ground on the other side of your mat, and then bring that left arm back up. And you can really find your tailbone tucking underneath you to find more space. Then come underneath the body, reach the arm as far as it can go, and then back into your right hand, you press so you can lift your left arm back up. And then again, under the body, twist as far as you can go. One more time, reaching back up. And now this time, really round your spine as much as you can so you can reach that arm as far through as possible. Use your right hand to find the stability. Bring your weight slightly back towards your left knee and hip. It's the side of your head or it's the back of your head, depends on your practice. Your neck should feel easy in this pose. It shouldn't feel like it's like cramps or anything like that. Use your hand to steer your body through. Bring the weight back into that left knee again. Breathe here. Notice like the breathing's a little bit more challenged here because the spine is twisting. The ribs are twisting. The whole chest area is twisting. So smooth out your breath. A longer, deeper breath. It's always more important, the shape of your breath than the shape of the pose. And 2 more deep breaths. And last big breath. You can also start to notice your whole nervous system has shifted. Press into your right hand, lift up that left arm all the way to the sky, reaching up. And bend the elbow, place a hand on your lower spine and right ear to right shoulder. Stay here. And then gently let your chin drip back to the center of your chest and left hand onto the mat. Round your spine like a cat. Let's tuck our toes under and bring our hips to our heels and forehead down towards the ground. So we're in a child's pose with the toes tucked under. Arms, walk them out in front of you. Let your torso, your stomach, just find a natural place over your thighs. Then look forward just between your hands. And again, like a snake, you're going to slither forward through the ground. Maybe touching the ground. And then when you come up, you're going to lift your chest a little higher. And if you want it, it's yogi's choice, you can keep those toes tucked under and float your thighs off the mat. So you're in like a floating upward facing dog. And then knees back down. Keep the toes tucked under. Round your spine, hips to heels. Then again, look forward between your hands. Pull the elbows back. Imagine you can squeeze them towards the midline. Shoulder blades coming towards each other. Using the strength of your arms, slither your body forward. Either you can stay with your thighs on the ground or you can lift your knees off the mat. With the toes tucked under. Lift your chin, your chest. And then knees down, round your spine like a cat, tucking the tailbone underneath you. And purposely being slow with the movement that you create. Feel the stretch in your arms when you come down. And then use the strength of your arms to slither you forward, however deep you go, or however high you need to go. Yeah, find your chest, lift you up. Maybe knees float off the mat. It's always yogi's choice. Let's do one more, rounding the spine, hips to heels. Feel the stretch under your arms and then look forward and slither forward like a snake through the grass. Pull your elbows next to the sides of your body. Press into your hands, lift your chest, maybe the knees. Stay here, float. If your knees are lifted, bring them back down. Point your toes and then slowly lower your body all the way back down. Bring your forearms underneath your elbows underneath your shoulders. Make sure your forearms are parallel. Bring your toes to touch. Pull the elbows in towards your lower ribs. Lift your chin and your chest. A nice long, slow, deep breath. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Inhaling and exhaling. Keep breathing. Tip of the tongue behind the two front teeth, eyes lightly up. Keep that engagement, elbows coming towards your lower ribs as you're pulling your stomach up and forward. Last big breath in here. And now as we exhale, we're going to come to our tummy. Walk your right arm, just bend the elbow and bring your right arm across, like it's parallel to the top edge of the mat. And you take your left arm underneath that and walk as far over towards the right as possible. And then keep walking your right arm across towards the left. So if you look down at your upper arms, they're crossed right in front of your neck. Now you can turn your palms up or you can keep them flat down towards the mat. So see which feels better for you right now. And then you can let your chin or your neck rest exactly where your arms are crossed. If that's too much, you can keep your head elevated. So we're stretching through the back of our shoulders. So if you can try it with your palms up or down, see what feels more comfortable to you. This is also opening behind your heart center. So you can breathe extra deeply into the chest, into the back of the chest. And here's a good way to just find your breath and breathe deeper. There's no rush, nothing that has to be done. You wiggle your fingers, making sure that there's still blood flowing into your palms, into your fingers. Make any tiny micro adjustments that make it feel even more comfortable. Maybe walk the arms even further apart. Remember to breathe deeply. Let's do 2 more big deep breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. And lift your chin. And you gently, this right elbow, bend it and slide it back so it's parallel to the front edge of the mat. Take this left arm out. Maybe bring your hands on top of each other and let your forehead rest down. Here you can wiggle out your bottom again. Squeeze your chin to your chest just a little. This way the back of your throat, you can feel it a little bit, or the back of your neck getting a nice stretch. And slow down the wiggling. This time we're going to bring the left forearm parallel to the top edge of the mat and the right one on the inside. Walk the left arm over and then the right arm underneath. And again, we're going to cross as high as possible. The upper arms are crossing. Here you can keep your chin lifted or you can bring your chin down. Whatever feels more comfortable. Palms can be down or you can turn them up. Walk the hands away from each other. And then settle in. Settle into your breath and your breathing. Here you can breathe into the back of your heart and really find that place in your heart center opening up. Just allowing ourselves to find more rest. In our rest, we find more rejuvenation, more remembering of who we are. And not getting caught up in the whirlwind of the world. Take another deep breath. Sigh the breath out. Lift your chin and now just wiggle this left arm a little bit towards the left. Slide this right arm out from underneath you, palms on top of each other, forehead down. Gently wiggle out the bottom. Take a couple of deep breaths here, in through the nose. Maybe even sigh the breath out through the mouth. Until you find yourself back into a sense of stillness. Just stay here for a moment, navel to the earth. Feel that replenishment as earth, that golden umbilical cord, resources, refuels you, rejuvenates you, refreshes you. In your right hand, just bend the elbow and bring that hand next to your rib cage. Take your left arm back towards the right, turn the palm up, and use it as almost like flipping yourself over like a pancake. And then find yourself back on your spine. Knees are bent. You can even touch your heels a little if you can like walk your fingertips back towards your feet. Find your breath in your body and then press it all the way out. And as you press it out, it's like you're tipping your tailbone, not bringing it off the ground, you're just rounding it back so that your lower spine presses into the mat. And then as you inhale, it's like you could slide your hands under your lower spine. And then as you exhale, it's like you're tipping your tailbone backwards, or your tailbone forwards and your pelvic bowl at the top backwards. And then as you inhale, the front of the bowl goes forward and the tailbone goes back so you could slide your hands in. So this is just a tiny vinyasa. We're going to inhale, creating that space in the spine. And then as we exhale, we're rounding navel into lower spine. Hands can rest next to your feet. Inhaling, feel the tilt up, the navel lifts. As we exhale, everything presses back down into the mat, grounding you. Inhaling and exhaling. Lengthen your breath, and the same amount of breath has the same amount of movement. So as you're inhaling, it's a slow motion. As you're exhaling, it's a slow motion. Feel the shift as you inhale. The shift in your pelvis, the shift in your breath, in your spine, in your chest. Exhaling, pressing everything out. A couple more times, just find your own rhythm. Let your eyes rest back into your skull, your eyelids hanging over your eyeballs, eyelashes, soft forehead, everything relaxed. Next time you inhale, just come to a natural space where your pelvis isn't like over tilting. It's just that place where it feels comfortable. Take your left heel and just slide it out on the mat. Press through that heel. Flex the foot, spread the toes wide open. Now your right leg, slide it on the ground. Press through the heel, toes wide open. Spread the toes away from each other. Take your arms right up over your chest as if you're holding a big beach ball. And then reach your arms up so the back of your shoulder blades are off the mat. And then bring your baby fingers towards each other. And then find the inside edges of your shoulder blades and let them come down first. And as they come down, you'll feel the backs of your shoulders getting heavier, your arm bones and your shoulders getting heavier. And then float your hands all the way down towards the mat. See if you can bring your thumb down first, and then your index finger, and then other fingers until you get to your baby toe. And then let your feet just fall out towards the side. Find your breath in the body. Nice, long, deep breath in. And then open the mouth and allow the breath to simply escape, not pressing or pushing. Nice, long, beautiful breath in. Then again, open the mouth, and it's like you're allowing it to escape. Couple more in through the nose. And breath escapes. And 2 more. Last big breath in. And as you breathe out, just allow your body to find its natural state of release, of letting go. Complete letting go. Softening, surrendering. I step back and let God lead the way. I stand humbly before a power that is in me, but not of me. I am not the divine source, but merely a faucet through which its waters flow into the world. I find power as a human being as I defer to the power of the Spirit. Meekness and mildness carry invisible power. The meek shall inherit the earth because of their strength, having stepped back and allowed a greater power to flow through them. Today I choose to step back with the force of my personality, that I might step forward with the force of my spirit.
So very gently beginning to notice yourself in this space, remembering yourself. As your awareness begins to notice the air on your skin, your breath and your breathing, sensing the chest as it rises to receive breath, falls, releasing, and noticing with each fresh breath that you breathe, there's more awakefulness, awareness. As your awareness grows, notice your toes are already wiggling, your fingertips, even your nose. Taking deeper breaths, feeling your chest, receiving the breath, glorious life, refueling you. Making circles with your wrists, pointing, flexing your feet, spreading the toes wide open, taking longer, deeper breaths, feeling yourself more awake and more alive and more refreshed. Gently draw your arms over your head. You can stretch. You can even open up your mouth, stick out your tongue, squeeze your eyeballs with your eyelids. Take a deeper breath. And then when you're ready, pull your knees into your chest and roll over to one side, just hugging the knees into your chest, giving your body a sweet hug. And whispering to yourself how much you adore yourself, everything that you are, the steps you have taken in the world to bring you to this place, to remind you of who you are and the spirit that's living within you. Every day that you do something just beautiful and pleasant, it's like fueling yourself from within. It's like watering the garden of spirit within. So hugging yourself, whispering to yourself, smiling to yourself. It's acknowledging the spirit that's wide awake within you. Bring your hands to the ground. Give thanks to Mother Earth for all that she does. And then press down to lift the body back up. Or bring your hands together, Atma Anjali. Place of remembrance, remembering all the beautiful things that are in our lives today. Find your breath in your body and gently press it all the way out. And take a deep breath in as one, inhaling and bowing into your chest, and again just offering gratitude for life and the sweet pleasantries that you'll be offering yourself every day. And float your thumbs between your eyebrows, giving thanks to your inner sight, always guiding you. And the light within me bows to the infinite light within you. Namaste.